Hi there! Welcome to Pallet University and a bit of an update video for you, just because my life has been real chaotic lately, and I want to give you guys a bit of an update because I like keeping y'all in the loop. So, some things. First of all, everything that I'm about to say is like 100% subject to change. I've been applying to a lot of jobs that are not where I live, and so basically at any point, hopefully, somebody will contact me and be like, hey you, would you like a job? And I would say, yes, please. Thank you so much. I'm kind of desperate. Specifically a job in my field is how I would react to that. But, yeah, so I have been sending out lots of job applications, and any of those could get a hold of me at any point, in which case I'd probably make another update video. But until that happens, this is how things are kind of going to be. Number one, I am back at home. As you can see, my location has changed, or maybe you don't pay that much attention to my videos. But this is my parents' house. Yes, I moved back in with my parents after college, that old cliche. But, so for the foreseeable future, this is where things will be happening. And up until I end up getting a job, which I will do eventually, like a local job, just sort of in the meantime, which I'll talk about a little bit later, into how that'll sort of affect things. This is how things are kind of going to be. And if you remember, our last sort of quote-unquote normal video on the channel was this video from our Real Biologist React series to the art of Joshua Dunlop, which we will be picking up soon, I promise. But that was like almost 2 months ago. And in the meantime, since then, I have done a Let's Play of the old Pokemon Snap from 1999, I think, as well as the new Pokemon Snap, which we just finished this past Friday. And I did those for a couple of reasons, mostly just because I've been very busy in the last couple of weeks, so I want to tell you guys about some things that I've been up to. So, number one, I graduated with my master's degree. Yay! I'm now officially a Master of Science. I haven't received my diploma in the mail yet, but it'll come eventually. And then on top of that, my girlfriend came up for graduation. We don't really live that closely together, especially now. Currently, I live in New York. She lives in California. So she came up for about 2 weeks, and we just kind of hung out and did some touristy stuff together. It was a ton of fun, but obviously during that time, I didn't really want to make content. So I bulk recorded all of up until, the set changed in that series, and had that ready before she got to South Dakota to visit me, and then finished the series once I got back here. That was super awesome. And then after that, I moved from South Dakota to New York over 2 days, which was very long, and just a really stressful, time-consuming thing. And then obviously, like I said, basically as soon as I got back, I started remodeling my room, essentially. So that took a while. But also, I did those Let's Plays of Pokemon Snap because, there wasn't much of a way to know this ahead of time, but it seemed much more science-y than, like, the main games. Because you get to see Pokemon actually interacting with each other for once. Other than the original Pokemon Snap, I don't think there's ever been a Pokemon game where that, like, actually kind of happens in any meaningful way. You see Pokemon out in the wild together in Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Let's Go, but they don't interact with each other at all. They will walk right through each other, and that's somehow completely fine. However, this was a game that I was so interested in because of the potential science, things to talk about that this game might have, and boy, did it have them. So there will be all sorts of videos coming out soon about that, probably starting sometime next week. And then also, on top of, those Pokemon Snap videos, which I probably did realistically miss sort of like the golden YouTube algorithm window for, getting views on those videos, but whatever, I still enjoyed it. But yeah, so in addition to the Pokemon Snap science-y type videos, there will also be our normal videos, sort of the Pokemon as Pets videos. The Real Biologist React series, will be picking that up again soon as well. And also, it is just way easier, I will say, to make Let's Play type content, at least in terms of time spent per video. Much less time relative to one of our, like, Pokemon as Pets videos. The amount of work is, like, maybe 2 hours worth of work versus anywhere from 5 to 10 for one of our normal videos, compared to, like, a Let's Play, so that's why there's way more of those in a specific, given amount of time, whereas these are probably just going to be like one per week. That's going to be mostly our schedule, getting back to it. In addition to, hopefully, and once I do end up getting some kind of local job here, this will probably change. However, in the meantime, until that does happen, I will be streaming, once again, on Thursdays, which is kind of a weird day, but also, while I'm here with my family, I want to spend time with my family. And so my parents don't work on weekends. I want to spend time with them. They don't work, or they work during the day, during the week. So I want to stream when they are not here. So Thursdays, tentatively, we will be picking up streaming starting a week from today, because I'm pretty sure this this update will go out on Thursday. So a week from today, ideally, I will start streaming once again, and we'll be picking back up with our Nuzlocke of Pokemon Shield, which I have not played in almost 2 months, probably over 2 months at this point. But yeah, so we'll be picking that up next week. In addition to that, I have been kind of slacking a little bit just with everything going on, because I've also have some life stuff going on. I volunteer for a youth leadership organization, and we're very busy in the early spring. I sort of run groups at 2 of the 3 sites that I volunteer at, and then I am the director of staff at the 3rd, who, oversees all the people that run groups of students. So I've been very busy, including this coming weekend as well as next weekend, or when the actual things are. So that's just kept me very busy, and why there wasn't, an actual content video this week. Instead, you just get this wonderful update video. But yeah, also, in addition to slacking on like the normal videos, I've also been a little bit slacking on our Patreon videos, which I do feel bad about, because people are actually, paying money for those. So those will be picking back up soon. I'm very sorry to our patrons, but hopefully you understand. Y'all are excellent people to have in our community, and I love all of y'all. So that will be picking back up. And if you want to get in on some of that exclusive content, check out our Patreon. There'll be a link down in the description. In addition to things on the channel, as well as the Patreon, if you want to support me in other ways that are completely free, and you want to learn more about science and things, which hopefully is the point of you being on this channel to begin with, I actually have a podcast I've talked about on the channel before. The podcast is called I Wish You Were Dead, and our tagline is sort of a podcast about things that used to be alive, because, I am a paleontologist. But a friend of mine, thinks a lot of the stories that I tell about science and just a lot of the fun facts that I have about science are really interesting. So one day he was like, hey, you should start a podcast. I think I posted a picture of a rattlesnake that I found out while doing fieldwork on Facebook, because I'm a boomer and still use Facebook. And he was like, hey, you should make a podcast. I'm like, I would love to make a podcast. However, I'm currently doing a master's degree and don't have time. He was like, well, can you talk into a microphone for an hour? And I'm like, I already do that anyway. Even though he doesn't actually know the channel exists. I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. He was like, cool, I'll do all the work. And I was like, okay, sounds good. So we have a podcast. You can find the link down in the description. It'd really mean a lot if you were to go check it out. And in addition to that, I also have a blog, which I haven't updated in a little while, but we'll be updating more as I've got some more free time to write articles. Also about paleontology and geology. So if you want to support me in other kinds of ways besides things like Patreon, going and just checking those out would be a massive, massive way to do it, in addition to just continuing to watch videos on the channel. It really does mean the absolute world to me to know that any kind of thing that I make, people want to listen to / watch / read. And so, like, it really just means the world to me that the things that I make, people think are neat. And I think you're neat for thinking I'm neat. And I think that about wraps up this video. If there's anything else that I think of while editing, I'll try to put it in there, right here, this section here, but I don't think there is. Anywho, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Pallet_U to keep up on all things Pokemon science, as well as, like I mentioned, we do have a Patreon, the link to which you can find down below in the description if you feel like this content's worthy supporting in that way. A big thank you, especially lately, for all of your patience to our current Patreon supporters, Patty Murphy and Sam McCarty. Your support, even though, like I said, I've been kind of slacking, means the absolute world to me. And hopefully I'll be paying you guys back with some extra content sometime soon. And lastly, thank you so much just for watching, and as always, there's a time and place for everything.